If it's tapped, then it's fact. If it's cap, it's a rap. Over and over and over and over. Broken record scratching, they lacking, they capping again. They steady smacking their lips and rolling their neck. Eyes twitching cause you really made it out of them jets. You parasailing. Meanwhile, they just flatline working on.
How y'all doing, man? It's your boy, the Con Man. KHAN_man.5 will know that's the Bay. Just like every other Friday, catch us here on Tapping No Capping, where it's you a nerdy, you seen it, what's your opinion? I'm here with
Solicit Cinema. I'm Brandy. I was like, I think that's my cue, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you know what I mean? I don't know how much more obvious the cue got to be, but
remember
you know
last week we had a little mixed up, so I was like,
yeah, I did. I had to roll it up a little bit before I threw it out there.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm Brandy with Solicit Cinema, calling it like I see it, talking movies. Follow me at Solicit Cinema pretty much everywhere, especially YouTube. That's my main place. I make content for YouTube and then post it everywhere else. So hope to see y'all there.
Okay, for sure. And
hi, I'm Zakia. So I am a ZW artist. I am a spiritual artist and also a casual anime nerd. So I love anime, but I'll be the one that's just reacting to stuff. And I want you to follow my TikTok so I can go live on there finally. Because first of all, I'm funny. I love art. I love movies. I love just reacting to stuff. And you're going to find really funny stuff with me on any day, every day, honestly.
Okay, that's what's up. So how's everybody's day going today? Give us any updates, what y'all got planned this weekend, etc.
I did a full content shoot today. I did like a 3-hour shoot, shot a lot of stuff. So I will be dumping and editing. Dumping meaning get my storage off my SD card onto the computer, my hard drive, so I can edit. So that's what I'll be doing, dropping some content about Casino. Remember I mentioned that last week.
Okay. That's what's up. And Zakia?
Yeah, so today is International Artist Day. So I was celebrating that by actually organizing my closet full of my old and new art. So it's like, it was a reset day for me. So nothing too crazy going on. But this weekend, I'm apparently going to go to a chili eating contest. So I love food. So I'm excited for that. I don't know.
Okay. That's what's up. Are you gonna do it though? Like, are you competing?
I'm eating it. I don't want to compete. I want to eat the food. I love eating.
Real quick, where's we know what we reviewing today. Where is everybody from though? With the context of where this was shot.
What do you mean?
Like, you feel me? Like, where are you from? Like, are you familiar with the South? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is? How do you? You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, I'm familiar with the South. My family's from the South. My grandmother was from Alabama, grandfather from Mississippi. I visited the South like every summer growing up, so very familiar. And then as an adult, I got really familiar with Atlanta because of my travels. So great city, and I love like this show is like a love story to Atlanta. So I really enjoyed that, especially having been there so many times. Okay. But I'm a Cali girl at heart. I grew up in Cali. But my people are deep country roots, so I got a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Respect that. What about you, Zakia?
So for me, on my dad's side, they are all, for the most part, all from Louisiana, New Orleans. On my dad's side, on my mom's side, it is Louisiana Shreveport. So they all both from Louisiana. But I'm like a misplaced Southern girl because mine came from down south, came up here to Milwaukee. So I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin now. My dad stayed here in Milwaukee with his family, but I grew up basically with Southern manners and Southern upbringing, but in a Milwaukee setting, which is very northern and very rude. I would say I love us, but we rude.
Really?
Yes, they will roast the heck out of you up here. So I was like, why everybody being so mean on purpose? I didn't get it.
Wow.
And my mom was just like, we from Louisiana. I'm looking like, we from what? So I always have people ask me like, do y'all got cows up there? I'm like, yes, but also we're a city. And they're like, you sound Southern. I'm like, blame my mama. That's all I gotta say. But I've traveled down south a few times, so like either to Texas, to Louisiana. Haven't been to Atlanta yet. I've been told to not go down there because the traffic is bad, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I can't do that. No.
It's not even just the traffic; it's the drivers. They wild.
I'm actually finna let's go ahead and tell the people. Let's just dive straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
What we
Okay.
talking about, man? Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist on Peacock, an original series given to you by Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Speaking about Atlanta, I've been to Atlanta a few times. My uncle, you know what I'm saying, is he lives in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So much to the fact now he got the hard accent and whatnot. And I've been out there a couple of times. I'm also a veteran in the military, so like when I went to Fort Benning, you know, out there, and you know, which is Columbus, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, I had my experience, hot as hell. My first time seeing a tornado and nobody was tripping, like, oh, it's just cool like that. I was like, so we not go trip. Like, they was like, oh no, it'll die down before it gets to us. I'm like,
Yep.
oh no, y'all niggas
They like that in Texas too.
You want to know what's crazy
Yo,
about people from the
Texas.
South is that people from Cali, we trip out about weather like that. Like we don't fuck around
yeah.
with tornadoes and all that extra shit. But they be like, who cares about that? Y'all got earthquakes. Nigga,
That's what my cousin said.
any day of the week. Over that
Right.
shit.
To us, it's nothing because we
Floods and
grew up with
shit.
earthquakes, right? We had the drills in school, getting under the desk and all that other stuff, right? But my cousin, when she broke it down, she was like, the ground is moving. I can see the tornado. I can try to avoid a tornado, but the ground, the earth is moving. And I was like, you know, when you put it like that, maybe. But no, I still would rather be in a whole earthquake than a tornado any day.
Facts.
The way I'm set up, I can't do neither one of those because in Milwaukee we got those drills, right? But we don't get we get little twisters. They just give us fake outs. They be like, we got a tornado drill. Just like, we don't even get tornadoes here, bro. What are you talking about? Like, everyone would take everything as a joke. We take everything as a joke per tornado drill, per earthquake drill. We had an earthquake one time. Everybody just said, "Oh snap, what is that?" And they was panicking. But then I had like myself, and I'm just like, yeah, that was another Sunday. Oh well, like we don't care up here. We just don't. But I'd rather be here than anywhere else because tornadoes and earthquakes. Yeah, no, rather not.
Right.
I'm good. I'm good. We got floods though. We got flooding and bad drainage.
That's what I'm saying. I can't deal with that either. Because, you know, out here in North California, because that's where I'm at. You know, I'm from Oakland, but we be in a drought all the time. So like, I don't even know what it's like. You feel me? So it's like, I'm happy when it rains. Like, it's common for me. That's like my favorite weather. You feel me?
I mean, over here we got like, we have every type of weather every single day of the week. Like even yesterday it was like 70 degrees. Today it's like what, 30, 50. I don't know. I have not been outside because it was cold. I say I'm good. I'm good.
You rather the heat over the cold?
I love the really like sweaty, nasty heat like Vegas do have. Like I call that dry heat. I like that heat. I like to be burning. I don't like the wet heat. But we had wet heat though. We had wet heat there, so he was like just stripping it.
I get you.
Yeah.
That was when I went to Texas.
Skin, though.
That was my first time learning the word muggy. That's what they call that.
Like, yeah, muggy. We got that muggy heat up here. I don't like it. I rather have like really just, I say it's dry. Like you don't feel it for your underarms. It's just like, I don't know. I love that heat.
I miss California.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Best weather.
Yeah,
I've never been there.
Y'all, hey, we all end up being like cool like that. Y'all should definitely come out and like do a convention because I go to the conventions all the time. So maybe one day when y'all up to it, go to a convention, we all powwow. You feel me?
Oh,
but with that being said, also I want to speak about one more thing about the South because some people don't even consider Texas the South, which is interesting. But When I went, yeah, a lot of people say Texas is not the South. That's what they say. I don't know, but
they got rain bombs of all things. They got some wild stuff down there.
they
Please.
say a lot. They say it's another thing they say that's not the South. Florida. They say Florida's not the South. So I don't know why. I'm not a Southern, so I can't speak to the Southerns that say this.
I mean,
I just know this is what
I'm
I
a
hear.
Southern by association,
I mean,
but I ain't gonna say
Florida do act like Milwaukee, so I look kind of Northerners. Honestly, they do have the same audacity, but it's like extreme.
That's funny.
the audacity just on sale, huh?
Same
I
audacity.
love Florida people. I love them. They are funnier. They are something.
Oh, yeah.
But I was gonna say what like my experience in Texas. Also, I would say what I definitely don't fuck with, even though I come from an inner city and all that, because Oakland's dirty and all the other shit. But being out there in Texas, y'all fucking rodents and y'all insects are gangsters. I don't fuck with the southern insects or the fucking like rodents, none of that. I literally was driving and it was like a what do they call that? I don't never go. That's how I know it's not really a Cali thing. It's where the people go on skates and they give you like milkshakes and shit. What's that?
The skate.
Oh, like a car hop?
It's like a DQ or some shit. Dairy Queen. There you go.
Sonic, maybe?
Like a Dairy Queen.
Or
I
Sonic
think-
or something. It's probably Sonic.
You talking about where
Sonic.
they
It was one of those.
It is
It's
Sonic
It was
or
my
what was
first
it,
time. I've never
Raising
been.
Cane's
You
or
feel me?
something.
That was my first time. So I went there and I literally saw a raccoon sitting on the little cinder block where you park the cars, just chilling like.
Nah. Nah.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I said,
that.
yo,
Why you
these
got
niggas
the
is
raccoon?
different, bro.
Be chilling.
It
Oh,
was
no.
like, yo, what's Sam?
I
Like,
love raccoons.
Wait. Raccoons are thugs.
Raccoons are adorable. They have little human hands.
They do. But they're thugs.
They are
Wow.
good.
hoodlums.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, little hoodlums.
leave
There we
them
go.
alone. They are trying to feed
They
their
got their
family.
mask built in.
They trying
Right.
to feed their family, man.
Bred that way.
You know what?
Raccoons
Raccoons might be misunderstood.
They
Right.
really are. They really are. They will
They
not
might be.
really. They might try to get you if they feel you. Otherwise, they'll just be like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, no, I'm good.
I feel
No.
the same way about raccoons the way Jack do in The Incredibles. That's how I
That's,
feel.
yes.
That's it's
I was
real
so
on
happy.
site.
It's almost like I got a story about a
Man.
raccoon. My mom, she had seen a raccoon on top of the trash can. Did not tell me. So the only thing I heard was her screaming. You know what I did? I ran. I left her behind. I looked back. I'm like, "Why are you screaming?" She's like, "It was a raccoon." She's like, "I didn't have to run, bro."
Oh wait, you ran before
Because she
knowing what you
expected.
ran from?
I mean, that's kind of in our
Grandma
DNA.
screaming.
Yes,
you
grandma
bitch
screaming.
woman.
I ain't put her and down too. I'm sorry. She had to go. Those raccoons, so she lived. She lived.
Ditch grandma.
I said,
You
first
look
of all,
like a young grandma right now with the
I
glasses.
sure do. Sure do. I love my grandma. Look.
You cute.
I'm very cute. I'm adorable.
And I'm loving the granny square crochet hat you got going on.
Look,
I'm digging that.
I forgot where I got the dang on hat from, but I was like, this hat is cute. I'm gonna put it on my little head.
Oh, you didn't make it?
No, I didn't make this.
I would
Look,
have thought you made it.
Oh, I did too.
No,
'Cause was
I
about to
did
say,
not make
let me
this.
see
This
what I
was I bought it down the street. I forgot what it's called, but like it's that one store people don't like going into. But I went in there one time. I was like, I'm gonna go in here, buy something, and walk out because y'all apparently a little bit crusty, dusty. But I like the hat now. I like the hat.
Get this hat now.
Let's get the hat. Now I don't
Nice.
crochet, but I do have homegirls that crochet though. I do.
Gotcha. So speaking about, you feel me, this show, let's just talk about, you know what I mean, I'll bring it up one more time because we were supposed to talk about it, then we got sidetracked. But Fight Night. Somebody give me their impression of the show. What was their expectations of the show? Like overall, what was your thoughts on it? Like whoever wants to go first. And I can go first wherever makes y'all feel comfortable.
I'm good. I can always go first. I never have a problem with going first. I loved it. I had no expectations. My mom was just like, you need to watch Fight Night. And I was like, what is that? And she was like, it's just watch it. It's Kevin Hart and Samuel L. Jackson and Lucius Lyon. And I was like, Lucius Lyon? Oh, Terrence Howard. Okay. You know, she just called them my character names. And I was like, that's interesting. That's an interesting lineup. Let me check it out. I was hooked after the first scene. The first scene was enough for me because I could tell by the cinematography out and like the tension, the sound design. Samuel L. Jackson is money and everything, right? And so I was just like, oh my God. But the first episode, the way that it ended, I was like, there is no way I can't finish this. I loved every second of it except one thing. And that was the casting choice for Muhammad Ali.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
As soon as he walked in the building, it was like, I was like, oh, you just took me out the whole thing.
I didn't know who he was in from.
The vibe, bro. Did not understand the assignment at all.
No. And I don't know who's even to blame. I feel like I can't even put that on the director because, man, everybody else killed it so bad, right? Like, everybody killed it so tough. I was like, maybe he just missed his mark. Or maybe that's just the best they could do. I don't know. But I was like, that is a L. And I never like to, shit on people. But hey, it is what it is. That was not spot on. And my husband was watching it. He said the same. He was like, oh no. He's a boxing fan. So he was especially offended to see that. And, we all have Ali. We have Will Smith nobody can really follow him. But I was like, that was just not a good choice. I couldn't get into the character. But other than that, A+. I loved that show. I might run it back. It was so good. And Kevin Hart was good. Now, I was like, because my husband was like, Kevin, I ain't watching that, Kevin Hart. And I was like, I'm telling you, man, he did his thing. To me, he delivered. I have no complaints. So it was good. That's what I have to say about it. I'm not going to hog.
I'm glad you said that. I couldn't even find a picture, bro. I feel like the internet intentionally tried to keep him out, bro, because that's how I was so happy you brought it up because normally when I have my other podcasters on here, they always like to make me the hater, right? Like I always got some negative to say type shit. But I'm like, thank God somebody else killed me because I didn't have to say it. It didn't come from me. Bruh, I have seen so many people do Muhammad Ali. They've done so many different adaptations. You feel me? We seen the great Will Smith do it. I seen them do. I'm not sure if they did it on the Bumpy Johnson series. You feel me? But they did multiple different times. And I was like, oh, I love almost every single one. Like I was like, oh, all these are good. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they bring a Malcolm X and they show that interaction and the chemistry that they had. So I'm like, okay, for sure. So when they brought this nigga,
no,
he didn't look the part, he didn't act the part, he had zero swag. It was like,
it was annoying.
It was hella annoying, and it was hella like it didn't even feel like you tried to get in character. Like, you know what I mean?
No, it was like trying to protect him was definitely a fail. Like, no, you can't protect this kind of character. Like how y'all portrayed him, you cannot protect him for what I would not want to.
Intentional? Like, do you feel like they were trying to give us a lesser mature Ali, and maybe that's why we felt that way? Because I know for a fact that one of the biggest things that bothered me was not just his acting, but I was like, to me, this ain't Ali. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen Ali act so immature. And even though I'm a revolutionary at heart, I've never seen basically be borderline racist. I've never seen Muhammad Ali act like that ever. He's always stood his ground on having black excellence and black pride, but I've never seen him be opposed to being like, oh yeah, I don't like white people at all. You feel me? So even him being so strong about that threw me off. That's just me.
I've heard different stories about Ali and like different like viewpoints of like, because everyone honestly has their immaturity points, especially when they're young. So having the character portrayed that way, I feel will relate to more audiences that are more rebellious about things, especially when they're looking like, yo, I have all these people on my ass all the time and they're different color than me, and of course I have some hatred for this. But how they portrayed him, I don't think it does him complete justice. But I do know from my memory of seeing documentaries and stuff is that he was very, very pro-black, but at the same time had his own inner struggles with things. And this character, how he's portrayed in general, was not the most likable, but could be some semblance of here's how we were treated like dirt, and this is probably actually a natural reaction to being treated like that. Either you're gonna be like, oh, I ain't the shit, or you're gonna be like, I hear the shit, fuck y'all.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So overall, I did like the show though. I did like the show a lot. I did.
Just to add on to what you're saying about Ali and how he's portrayed, facts of the matter, I don't know much about Ali enough to speak to his character on a deep level. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it is possible that maybe this was the veil being lifted, and maybe these were some of his real feelings during that time, or maybe it's just not the greatest portrayal. I really couldn't say because I don't know enough to be able to speak on it. But I will say that speaking to the character and the time and the story that they were trying to tell, I think it makes sense for this character, for Ali to be on edge, you know what I'm saying, to be a little angry because of what has happened. He's been figuratively put on the cross for the last 3 years. He lost everything. He's been banned in 49 states. This is the one place that he can even do this. And even here, you know, the place that's supposed to be our land and our this and our that, here come these white boys rolling by, messing with me, you know, these people trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I don't have security. I don't have the nation, because they left him where he was at when everybody, you know, turned their back on him. So it's like, with all things considered, it doesn't surprise me that, you know, for anyone to act any differently. So that narrative was cool for the sake of the show. But whether or not it was an adequate representation of Muhammad Ali, I don't know. I can't say. I wasn't feeling it, I will say that. You know, I couldn't get into it. Just the portrayal alone. But his inner stuff and who he was as a person, I don't really know enough to be able to compare.
I never got into my overall. My overall is, I love the show. I think it is outside of one person, I think it's an all-star cast.
Yeah.
I think that the scenes that they took, the way that they shot some of the scenes, I thought was very creative. I really love the depiction of, because I don't know if y'all know, this is based on a true story. Like, did anybody else know that?
Yeah, it said that these are real people, but maybe some of the things were fictionalized. Yeah. But some of these things really did happen, but I don't know which ones are which yet. But yeah.
So like,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah. So Frank Moulton, he's actually Frank Matthews, and Chicken Man is a real person. They actually all was looking for this dude, and he actually did. Well, actually, they thought he died in real life, but he actually survived. I don't know if he was under witness protection, but it is true he did end up as a pastor. So it's like all of this is based on a true story, you know what I'm saying? So it's really, and it's one of the biggest heists in America that's ever been had. So very, very cool story. I really love, to your point, Solicit, that Kevin Hart. A lot to say about Kevin Hart. I know there's people with different feelings about Kevin Hart for multiple different reasons, but as a person who came from comedy into acting, you gotta give this nigga his flowers. I don't give a fuck how much you don't like the nigga. This dude damn near embodies every role that he does. Like, he's believable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's because he sells when it comes to coming from the perspective of being somebody who is looked at as a loser, but then also striving with humility and, you know, trying to be successful and all these different things. Like, he always basically plays roles for the lesser men. You know what I mean? The person who is trying to make it in life. And I think that's what makes a lot of his roles and a lot of his stories like very compelling because we can relate. You know what I'm saying? So just show my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, since Kevin Hart came on the scene in general, I actually liked him a lot. I liked his humor, I like how he portrayed himself, and I actually love how he's reintroduced himself in acting and has acted his ass off. So I definitely understand the hate because it's some dusty stuff. But in the same breath, it's like you're an actor now. You gotta act your stuff, and you're gonna redeem yourself for yourself. Like you can't please everybody. Like we're all gonna get canceled at some point. So like keep on doing you and call it a day. I will say that Terrence Howard though, with the hair that entire time, I was like,
oh yeah,
that's a silky man right there.
They made a joke in an interview with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson was like, "Oh, which one of y'all wigs cost the most?" And they actually was like, "No, Terrence wigs always cost more." So apparently, this is this nigga thing. Like that's what he do. Like they always put him in a role where he gotta put on a updo.
He gotta be the best. Gotta be the leg. That
right.
Did not move. His mama in the show. His mom wig was worse than his wig. He knows his wigs out. Pretty well. I admire that.
So how did y'all feel about Cadillac, Terrence Howard? Like about his role, about his character, how he moved throughout the series, like
Well, I feel he's definitely the blueprint of a fox, especially when it's like hunting and trying to figure out how to get you where it hurts, and also how to never be like caught. Like a fox, when they're hunting, it's like they pounce on things. They don't come at you from the side or nothing. They fill you out, they smell everything, they figure out where you're gonna go next, everything about your life, and then they get you. So I love how he really embodied that kind of like foxy villain energy. I really appreciate that. It reminds me of like relating it to this being a kitsune, is like a fox demon. So it reminds me of that. Like
I was
really
introduced to that in Teen Wolf. I don't know if y'all familiar or a fan, but kitsune, I don't know. I think that's how they pronounced it with a T. But yeah, like I was like, oh, that idea is interesting. You feel me? But also, I agree with you when it comes to Terrence. Like, I really, anytime you let Terrence be a villain, that nigga gonna kill it every time.
Oh yeah, every time.
Now. Yeah.
But also it'd be like, bro, like a part of me, and don't take this to offense because y'all lovely people, but it'd be like, this is why I don't be fucking with light-skinned people, bro. Like they all these light-skinned niggas cannot be trusted.
That 20% Nigerian. Leave me alone.
Not kicking on light-skinned people.
Huh?
Not getting on light-skinned people.
I'm just saying, bro. Like it just be like that sometimes. Like be like, man.
Oh man. I cannot.
Why you gotta itch the colorism like that show did? Dang.
I'm just saying they put it out there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all stereotypes is true, but there are people that fit the bill. You know what I mean?
I mean, you ain't lying. You always gotta ask, like, what's your mama? And that's all y'all know.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry to anybody who I offended, but no, I'm not. I'm not offended. I'm not sorry. But you already know. If you know, you know. That's it. That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. What's your mama?
What's your mama?
What's your mama?
What's your mama?
But also, I like that analogy that you made because they actually made that joke in or at least that reference in the I think it was the actual last episode when he saw him in the diner and he was just like, oh, you know, your name is Chicken and I'm more like a fox and you know how that story goes. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was really cool that you made that correlation. Yeah. What about you? How you feel about Terrence Howard and how he moved and his backstory? And I really love that baseball scene that he had. Like that was, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude was vicious. I loved it, and I love that they made his character walk with that cane, almost as it. And to me, that's what the baseball scene tells us. Not only that he's ruthless and calculated, because it's revealed what he's doing, but it also reveals that he does not need a cane. Dude can move. Like he was like an all-star. I was like, so maybe that's just part of his whole, thing, unassuming, of course he's a dangerous person and everything, but I do like the cane, and I like that he used that cane and had a blade in it. I thought that was fire. And how that in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, okay. This is not one to be played with. But I thought he was great. I thought he was great moving his chess pieces. I love that. Like I said, Terrence kills it every time. I never have anything bad to say about him. I love like at the end when he was, the hit dog go holler, and his voice was shaking, and
man,
I ain't never lied to you but once. He is so good with that voice and really using his voice, his eyes, his body, and he gets real physical with stuff in his voice. He be like screaming with that bass in his voice. You know what I'm saying? I love his delivery. To me, he nailed the character. And then he was so poetic on top of it, quoting Robert Frost. I was like, excuse me, sir. But it was great. But I loved him. He was a great character. I never would have thought that he was behind anything. I'll be honest. I didn't see that one coming at all.
I'm gonna pick it back off of you right now. Like I did see that coming. Based off of that baseball
scene.
See
this nigga on screen. It's
no, because like that baseball scene, it was literally him showing him like, I am hitting this ball right now. The only thing stopping it from hitting your dang on head right now is me. And yet you scared of it. So either you trust me or you don't trust me. And him and the guy over here dodging it each time. It's like, you don't trust me evidently. So he's still hitting it while dude don't trust me in the background. So he know he's shicey. He know he's gonna die at some point. Like that right there tells you like, I'm the power person right here and you still a little fly. But you scared because you know how I could be to you. So it's like I sort of seen how he could be a villain, but I didn't know he gonna be that dastardly. But he didn't show us when that scene alone, like I'm the one with all the power here, and you have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do next. Well, and I love that. I loved it.
Well, what threw me off about that, because two things. One, if I was Willie, I'm definitely not finna get punked by no nigga that got a limp. Did you see that diner when he was surrounded by all those white veterans and he teed up and he like hood and put the gun to his face and all that? I'm like, so you did all that, but the bro with the cane and the limp you was scared of, bro? I don't know.
Yes,
I understand that you're a gangster in charge of an organization and shit, so it might be politics and why he moved like that, but physically he shouldn't have been threatened by bro. But to just point into details why he was scared, because the nigga told him to catch the ball with no mitts.
No, he told him to get in there. It was like, if he would have said no today, he would have died. He got forced into that thing. He'll either die outside or get a chance to live up in that dang on no mitts. So you got to be scared of the most quiet person in the organization. The quietest one, the most peaceful person, that's the person you should never, ever, 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 ever try. I love quiet people. They're the best because I'm one of them. I love them. I love them.
After what you just said?
And people will still believe me. They're like, oh, she's so nice. I'm going to be like this. Just think of it. Just, yes.
You over there like Billy on Agatha all along. Like, I'm not that nice.
I'm not.
All right, so who else do y'all want to move on to as far as a character? We saw we kind of spoke about Chicken Man, but who else do y'all want to speak about?
What was the Samuel Jackson's character? Frank?
Yeah. We talking about Frank Moulton.
And his
stick.
That man was so.
I labeled it. I don't know why. I was
a corn dog. That man got played like a motherfucker. Like, sir, your eyeballs got you in trouble. You gotta reel it in.
Wait,
but
who?
I did love him.
What you mean?
So you know how Chicken had convinced Homegirl to get up in there so he can get his piece and stuff.
Yeah.
That only worked because she pretty. That's it. That's legitly it. He didn't care about nothing about her except for her prettiness. And because of that, it's like that's like a recurring thing with
I
the
see what you're saying.
super high level dudes that's gonna like fall. They always get done in by some beauty. It's just like you ain't that smart if beauty is the only thing that can really get you down. So obviously you're gonna lose by the fox. Like
I mean, I feel that, and that was smart, and I like how you said what a fox, because foxes are known for their beauty as well. But I would say that when you are in a position where, like in Frank Moulton's position, like even when he was in the interrogation room and shit like that, like you saw he was very unfazed. Like he was like, oh, in the cop even asked him, he was like, oh, bro, like so you want to all this for that money? He was like, oh, nigga, that's nothing. Like I got that. That's not the problem. He's like, it's dignity. It's more than that. It's the untangibles, bro. So I feel like when you reach a certain level of power and, to that certain mentality where you want things that you can't really buy with money. So beauty, even though is you as a woman, it's like, oh, like you grow up pretty. Like you like, oh, I get compliments all the time. Like you don't probably hold beauty to the same standard that men do, especially men of power. But for a man of power, the only thing that you could add to you as a representation is somebody that is beautiful and also unattainable to also add to your, your bravado of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like any girl on your arm, it don't look right. But if you can bag something that's like, oh, this is a compliment to my reputation, that's hard to come by. You feel what I'm saying? So
it's like so and so. I will say for myself, like I'm ugly duckling to Swan, so we know. So I didn't get the treatment of the pretty girl privilege. But I do agree with you when it comes to how like those type of like high standing, high level, like either like bosses or mafiosos, whatever you want to call them, like want that image in place. And the same part, that's the damn image that makes them fall. So I'm just like, y'all ain't learned yet. Don't get you an ugly girl real quick. You be fine. Y'all ain't learned yet.
Maybe he's not really that deep in the trenches. That's hella funny.
Get you an ugly girl. You be all right.
What I mean by ugly is get you someone that you don't have to like defend because they're so beautiful.
I get it. To where they playing you out your position and like
basically
fucking with your mental where you
Yes, because it's like, cause she's so dang on pretty, your ass looking stupid.
True. I mean, it's sad. I mean, she was only in the show literally like for one episode, but
I loved it.
It's crazy that was enough for him to,
slip
do
up.
business with somebody based off of that. And that was just on a conversation. We don't even know where that led to. You know what I'm saying? He may not have got nothing else from that girl but her time with dinner. You feel what I'm saying? And that was enough for him to be like, okay, bet, I'm going to do business with you and I'm going to go to your party. And yeah, that is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Like a little domino. It's that one domino that just knocks everything over. Small little things.
Okay, so listen, how do you feel about Mr. Frank Moulton? I feel like there's a lot more to say about this dude.
Well, at his core, he's an Atlanta boy. He grew up in Atlanta. He believes that the land belongs to his people, Black people, because our blood is in that red clay. And, he was very vested in the city. It was almost like it's like taking off his gangster hat for a second. And I love that other side of his character. He wasn't there to wreak havoc. He wasn't there for all of that. Even though a lot of stuff happened, that's not what he was there for. He was there to make an investment. He was there to, build Atlanta, to create the Black Mecca that he envisioned, the vision that he and Chicken Man shared. And I thought that was really good because I think that's what makes the most compelling characters is when you make them human and you give them hopes, you give them dreams. Yes, they're criminals, But that's what makes movies like The Godfather epic, because they brought in the sense of family. They talk about more than just the criminal side. Yes, that's very there. It's very strong. It's very present. But I love the side of him that was just in love with the city of Atlanta and wanted so much for not only the city, but for our people. And that was one big part of his career that just made me like Frank. Even though he was ruthless, I was just like, I still rock with this character. Just he was so well developed. I think that he was smart. He's ruthless though. You know, you gonna lose some bodies along the way trying to figure out what happened, and he wasn't letting up. And I love how he had control of the firm. You know, I mean, obviously, Cadillac did what he did to try to turn them against him, but I love that he ruled with an iron fist, uncompromisingly. But he wasn't fully unreasonable either. He was still willing to hear it out. Like, let me see, let me try to gauge before I actually make a move. You know, even when you know what happened with David Banner's character. You know, yeah, we're gonna bring him up. Yep, Missouri Slim. Yep, like. I was a little conflicted for a second about why that even went down in the shop. And I was like, how did we get there? But I mean, it was so
because
crazy.
he said, nigga, you might be big dog, but nigga, I'm a wolf. Nigga, like,
right. He definitely shot him, no question. But I just thought it was so interesting that Cadillac could plant that seed that, you know, that some people got something to say about your leadership. And yet, you know, that confrontation led where it led, but Missouri Slim wasn't having it anyway. So, you know, but, you know, Frank did what he had to do. So I really enjoyed Frank's character. He was a good gangster. I liked his character a lot.
I loved his bravado. I liked the way he moved, because everything he did was for a message. It wasn't because he really had much more to gain. Even if you think about the ultimate goal of, you feel me, of Atlanta, yes, there's a lot of money and stuff involved, but it really was, I want to put out this message that, nigga, we have something to work, that we are people of value. You feel what I'm saying? We're not just this people that, you know what I mean, that, you know, all this scrutiny and all this little, you know, derogatory things that they would say about that place. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was like, nah, we have something of value that, you feel me, y'all just can't see. And I felt like that was cool. Like, even with let me see. Oh, even with his representation that we was just talking about earlier with the old girl, when they went to the shop, technically, I guess I'll just bring her up since we just, you know, Miss Vivian. Technically, he was supposed to kill Vivian too. You feel me? Because he knew that they was looking for her. You feel me? And that's why Slim got to her, because they was trying to get chicken, so she was already gonna get knocked off. But because he was really only there for his reputation, because he said what? You feel me? Like, oh, okay. So I heard you trying to you got a problem with my leadership. You feel me? Like, it's you, and it was really just on some, bro, y'all can do a lot of things, but playing with my name, it's not one of them, bro. Like, you do a lot of things. Don't play with my name, bro. Like, and he literally said that. He said it in the interrogation room. He said it to, you know, that's the reason why he killed. Like, brother, you play with Brad's name. That's all really you got, though. You feel me? Especially in that type of line of work, it's like you can have all the money and all the resources in the world, but your reputation is everything. You feel what I'm saying? So he had to stand on business. And I love the way he went about it, though. Like, even when he was in the basement locked up, the way he was just so calm and cool. Like, he was
like, I done did all this anyway, so it's over. Like, it's another day.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, y'all know, you done fucked up, right?
Right. And that baby in the tub, he knew. He saw those IDs and he was sweating. Remember, he was in there crying. He was like, we gonna die, y'all. We gonna die. We robbed the wrong niggas. It was so bad.
Like, even when everybody else was rowdy and shit, because those other niggas, like his henchman was ready to do something. Chicken Man tried to plead his case. Like, everybody was trying to do something. That nigga was like,
I
It's
already
cool.
know who
Like,
that is.
I got it. Like I'm already on the move. I'm finna get on this. You feel me? I just love the way he moved. Like he might be older, you feel me? But a lot of, which is very funny because people played not Terrence Howard, but his name was what is it in the show?
Lucius Lyon.
Frank?
Oh,
Lucius
Cadillac?
Lyon.
Wait,
Cadillac, yeah. Cadillac. You said Lucius Lyon, not basically is who he was, but Cadillac. People play Cadillac because like of his limp. So then they like, oh, okay, like you not that much of a threat. But people kept doing that when it came to Frank too. Like, oh, you old nigga, like get out the way, let some new blood run it. That's what Banner said. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what Slim said. And he's just like, okay, all right, you feel me? His pedigree and what he had to go through to get to be that age in this type of environment should have let you know that this is not the nigga to play with.
Not
You
the
know
one.
what I'm saying? So
You can't count the
great
old
moment.
ones out. I'm deep in Casino right now. I noticed in rewatching it that when those killings came at the end, all of them old dudes was doing it. They were, the old men were in all everywhere killing everybody, and I was like, you can't count these dudes out because, like you said, they've made it this far.
They took in their time. They patient. They just sit and wait. They just wait and wait and wait.
Yeah.
With that point being said, though, let's go back into talking about Vivian. Yeah, how'd y'all feel about Taraji?
I love Taraji personally, but you know, there was nothing that rocked my world about you know her performance. Like she did her job. She portrayed Vivian well, but I think it's just there were so many other standout performances to where anybody, I just kind of like anybody can play Vivian. You know, no offense to her, she did her job, but I just don't think that. You know, some of these characters were not really replaceable. Like I can't imagine another Frank Moulton. I can't imagine another Chicken Man. I can't imagine another Cadillac. I can't imagine another Willie Black. But I can't imagine anybody else fulfilling their roles really. Damn. And so she did a good job, but I just wasn't like, wow. You know, she's done so many other great things. It wasn't, you know, something. I don't have much to say about Vivian's character. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking about a wild moment, how did y'all feel about when she did that stripper scene in the basement?
That was very uncomfortable. I was like, damn. And she did nail that. She nailed that moment with her face, in my opinion. What did you think about it?
Overall, overall, her character and the scenes that she played in, this one I was like, she is betraying everybody in this show. And usually I love her characters. I love when she does betray people at times, but this one I'm like, dang, you just out for yourself and that's it. You ain't have no honor. Like the honor was gone. Like the moment you rat out your boyfriend, you rat out the other guy, right? Like you already a rat. You're gonna die. And there's no escaping it. The basement scene, honestly, I don't remember it. I can I'm dead ass right now. I don't remember.
Yikes.
Hey man.
I love Taraji. Taraji, I love Taraji so much. So Taraji, you can see me like I love you, but yeah. It wasn't like this. The role wasn't that very it could have been like, how to say it.
I agree with that. They could have done her and they didn't.
A stronger role.
It's an ensemble cast.
The role was too weak for her bandwidth, I would say. She could have done way more. Like she would have been better, honestly, at what Chloe was, but a longer running. Not dying as quick, but just doing that same hustle. She would have played that beautifully.
I agree with that 100%, actually.
Like,
actually,
if you would have switched them, probably would have had Chloe actually do an outstanding performance and you have Taraji still actually alive the entire time. Would have been more drama, more everything, but this is a bit of a true story or something, so I'm just saying, like, this is just my interpretation. Like, I like to just be that chaotic, like, let's just switch somebody out, or even Or even the wife role. You know what?
I agree
The
with
wife
that.
role, I say no, because she always does that. She's always the wife that's getting like cheated on and everything. Like we don't want to put her in a box all the time. Like I think she deserves more in a box.
She is always either a wife
always a
or a
wife.
woman that's
She
a
always
hoe
a rider
or
down.
somebody getting stepped on by another man in some form of combat.
She's always getting stepped on and then bounced around versus just being her own independent self. Usually, like a lot of folks will probably know her by like what is it, Empire and like the other shows too. Like they know she's the one that got them there, but then they crap on her anyway. Versus the potential she could have got in this show, which was sadly just being a rat, which sucked. Like, ma'am, you're more than the rat. You're more than the rat. I love her though. I love her.
Yeah, I love Taraji. I want to see more thrillers from Taraji, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to see more acrimony characters from her. I think she does crazy so well, and I want to see more
She was
of that.
not wrong in that show. Well, she was and she wasn't.
What, in the acrimony?
She was not wrong.
Yeah, I love acrimony. But yeah, Vivian, I don't, like I said, I would have liked to see something different, just like something more.
Yeah,
it was just cool.
agree. Yeah, she did a good job at the role she played, and she did it well.
So I was just told that somebody's been watching on YouTube the whole time, but they can't comment. So it's probably the music, but it said it was not copywritten for the music. But let me just turn this month off. I was trying to do the whole little 70s thing.
Not the comments that have been lost.
So I don't know why, but yeah. So I guess that's why the YouTube comments wasn't coming in. I guess the Facebook ones are. Yeah, that might be the reason why. But yeah, so if the silence bothers y'all, that's the reason why.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the silence, it don't bother me, but now I'm just like, you gonna read the comment that they try to comment to us, or
I mean, I don't know. I'll be able to look at it. I got multitask, but hey, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, I didn't get copyrighted. If I did, I'll figure it out. I haven't been copywritten this whole time yet, so fingers crossed that's not the case. But past all that, I agree with you. Actually, I thought that was a really creative twist, because I actually do believe that if you was to get Chloe the chance to actually excel as an actress in that position as being that makes sense. Like, he has a wife, he's messing with a younger woman, she's making plays for him so that they can, you know what I mean, make it. That sounds like a young woman's role, not an old hoe that used to be a stripper. And you feel what I'm saying? Actually, and also, like she said, the scene where she was stripping was forgettable. If you would have had Chloe Bailey do the stripper scene,
it would have been a wrap. Everybody would have remembered it. It would have been all over the internet.
You feel me? So you're right, though. That might have been a missed opportunity in the way that it ended too, because she ended up leaking with the other girl that was also a hoe. You feel me? But she was like classy. She was more. She had a backbone. Yada yada yada. If we was to see Chloe mess with her in that, you know what I mean, that dynamic, that chemistry probably would have hit way harder, because the chemistry between the chemistry between her and Taraji, Vivian, it was like, you know what I mean, it was more so just out of respect. You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't like each other. That probably would have been the same thing for Chloe and her, but it was like no real, like, they wasn't clicking. You don't feel that it acting wise. I didn't feel it. You feel me? Right. But I could see how two younger actresses might be able to form that bond or that cattiness back and forth. Like, it probably would have hit harder. You know what I mean? Visually. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that makes sense. Actually, I like that. I like that take.
As do I.
Thank you. I'm excited, y'all.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten to Chloe yet, but I definitely want to see more from her. I'm waiting for somebody to give her like a real strong role. I haven't seen one yet. I mean, unless y'all know of one that she's had. Has she had like a breakout role yet?
She did. She did a horror show.
She been a childhood actress forever. So like she been like what was that?
She was a star in the
one Tyler Perry show with it's like the family reunion, but it's not. It's I can't remember y'all, but she was a little kid. She was a baby. It was either her or her sister.
In which movie?
It's dang. I'm gonna look it up I'm looking it up right now because I probably messed up and been like I got the wrong sister. I probably do. We gonna see what happens. Y'all keep on talking. I'm so serious.
But yeah, just like a starring role. I want to see what she can really do. You know, she has what I've seen from her is smaller stuff. But I'm ready to see her have a major role. And I agree. I think Vivian would have been a great one for her. But you know, they went in the direction they went. And it's still
yeah, she was in Meet the Browns.
The movie?
Yeah, the movie. And also she was in Last Holiday as well. And Joyful Noise and Let It Shine. Everything basically a little bit preachy in some way.
Are these small roles though?
They are small roles.
Let It Shine. She was the main actress.
They're semi-small, so they had her like low key as possible while she was growing up, and now she's trying to get in the roles that are like more adult. So it's like how you like the rite of passage kind of thing.
Okay.
But she been acting.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm looking like
you see how the views is going up now too. Like, yeah, I guess I don't know that the music. I hope I didn't get hit.
Oh Lord,
I'm gonna have to see. You know what I mean? I might have to cut off a part of this video or something. We're gonna see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say, speaking about my outfit, we was gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the bandana over here.
Yeah, McKinley.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even recognize him. I didn't realize that that's the same guy from oh my gosh, what project was it? But he's been in a lot of stuff.
A lot of things. Mm-hmm. He was also in the show I mentioned earlier when she brought the keychain. In Teen Wolf, he was in that too.
He
was in a hella thing. He was in Teen Wolf.
He has a deep catalog.
Like the only nigga. You know they ain't got no black people in there, you know what I mean? But he was in there for a little short minute. He was a werewolf. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, a werewolf. That's cute. I like that name. Cute. That's sexy. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
So I love his acting, man. I've been a fan of his for a second. You know what I'm saying? I think he pretty much embodies every role that he does as well. Like he always normally plays like the athletic character, you know what I'm saying? Even with this being the veteran and you know coming from that, but also context wise for this story, I feel like it was very important that I don't feel like they harbored on it enough, but as a veteran for black veterans during this time, oh man, it was terrible. Like they didn't get no respect, not no, you know, compensation, not no support from the military, no nothing. So like, I mean, even speaking to this outfit, like, have y'all seen Dead Presidents?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that's you feel me? Another group of veterans who felt betrayed by their country and was like, well, you put me back in an environment I tried to escape from and was willing to risk my life in order to get out this, you know, circumstance. And here I am put back into the ghetto, if not worse, because now I'm dealing with mental issues. So it's like I might as well. You feel me? Like I might as well. And I mean, I know I'm not advocating for that. You feel me? For the people that's viewing, but I'm also saying like I understand those sentiments. You feel me? Coming from somebody that's one, black, two, a veteran, three. I worked at the VA hospitals. You know what I'm saying? So I even was a property manager for homeless veterans. So it's like I have a real face-to-face experience with what people deal with, how messed up they can be, and just I've seen how neglected the vets get, you know what I mean? So it's like that I felt like that needs to be expressed a lot more, you know what I'm saying? But I understand that it was too many characters with multiple different like storylines that needed to be, you know what I mean, a little bit fleshed out. So I understand I can't ask for too much, but I do feel like it should have been fleshed out just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like the scenery gave a good feeling, but and maybe this is an acting thing, but I feel like it wasn't emoted. Like, you know what I mean? Like his desperation was not shown in the show. It should have been. It should have just seemed like, I'm humble and I'm supportive and I'm a good guy. So I'm a, I'm gonna do this bad
It could have
thing, but
been
because
fleshed
I'm
out
a
way
family man.
more.
But you
Yeah.
didn't get the sense of desperation. You didn't feel the, oh
No.
man, like I don't have a choice. Like it didn't come off
Yeah.
like that. It came off as, hi, you know what I mean? Like that's just,
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, yeah.
I think I mentioned it before we had started the interview. I was like, the way I seen his character was like so between his character and what's the young boy name? That little young man, him,
Baby Ray.
like, yeah, Baby Ray. I saw McKinley as a character that was just like he accepted that he through all this BS and has no respect going on, and he's not going to have that reaction of desperation because he doesn't have everything to lose. He has just enough to lose. And
mm,
it's like when you just have just enough to lose, you're honestly at peace with whatever you do. And you're just trying to save whoever is innocent from whatever you've gone through. So I really related to him in that fact. I was like, you know what? When you become a peaceful person, like to a point where you just gotta hustle sometimes to do something, you do come off as lackluster to folks. Like you don't
mm.
you're not gonna be the one that everyone thinks you're gonna survive, nor the one that thinks you're gonna thrive. You're just there because you're at peace, and you're
Hmm.
only unpeaceful because everybody around you on dumb shit, and they got you in it.
Well, I don't think that he was at peace, not just because of his living circumstance, but also due to the fact of he was desperate to be there for his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
because the baby moms was like, well, hey, check this out. If you get your money right, you know what I mean? I'll
Yeah.
consider it. We'll see what's happening. You feel me? So I felt like that was his, okay, I will be at peace if I could be a well-off father who can bring my daughter around
Yes.
and get my place
Stability.
together to have her over and have spending time. So that he's not at peace, but I do
Mhm.
understand the sentiment of by himself, he don't really have a lot of shit to lose. So yeah, I
Mhm.
get that. Like not really being desperate because like if you are somebody who lived in foxholes, and for people who don't know, that's like military terms for sleeping in dirt and shit like that. Then it's like you got a place to live, you got
Mhm.
something to eat. You might be a minimalist at this point. You might be like fuck it, like you might not have those like oh I need to get this money, but I get that point. You know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, like, even with the fact that he can't see his daughter, is still being peaceful with the fact that there's someone taking care of your kid, that you're the woman that you chose to have a kid with, she chose a different man than you to take care of your kid that actually safe for your child. So now I feel like because of his maturity, that's why I say he's peaceful, even with that fact. Because
Mm.
if a immature man would be like back just going everywhere, he'll be like the one vet that had PTSD up in the bar. He'll be like him, being very very unhinged. Um, but I love how they portray different ways of how PTSD works in veterans, and also just in general how it exhibits in Black people, because we carry all the trauma in our blood, whether we like it or not. So it's like you're gonna have a flashback that you never even had. It's not even yours. It's someone behind you. And I love how they didn't show it like really witchy woo woo, but they showed it in the bar, like how not McKinley, but how the other guys how his personality switched up real quick, pulling a gun on the racist veterans. Like this
Oh,
the
Emerson.
yeah, like the switch, it happens really quick, and you can barely notice it unless you have knowledge of like PTSD and psychology. You're not gonna notice it in people. Um, and for me, I have an art therapy degree, so I had to do school with psychology and art, so I had to like
Mhm.
know these things and
Mhm.
recognize it in other people, even myself. So it's like I love how they portrayed like how veterans were treated, because that was a true thing. Especially like for me, my granddad's a veteran, and I didn't even like recognize that he was one for real until he died. Like they showed up when he died. I'm just like, where was y'all when my family was struggling, bro? They over here finding nickels and stuff. What's going on? But y'all want to show up when a black man is dead, though, but not when
Mm,
he's alive. That's very pitiful. It's
yeah,
pitiful.
Mm. Wow,
agreed.
it's a deep dive.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a deep
yeah.
I have really deep philosophical. I can't
It's all right,
dive.
girl. Take your time.
Philosopher.
say
So
it.
I think I only got was it two more characters? Okay. So speaking about the dude that was a criminal, let's move into the cop, Mr. J.D. Hudson by Don Shield. How
I
did y'all
love
feel
that
about that
character.
role?
He was
Yeah.
great. I think he had a lot of layers to his character. He was dealing with a lot of stuff because he was touching everything. It seemed like he was very central to the story. But I thought Don it's Don Cheadle, right? But he nailed it. And I like that his character was consistent, because he had a goal from the beginning. He wanted to do something to actually bring about change within the police department. And
Mhm.
he stayed true to that to the end. But I did like watching his character develop from being so like stone cold and
Mm-hmm.
everything is like
By the
this.
book, by the letter, yeah.
Yeah, but he actually did learn some things, and the Ali character was like, you could learn a few things from what was it? Was that the mayor? I think that was the mayor, right? Or was he a senator?
Yeah,
The guy
Senator.
with the glasses, the
Senator.
senator. Thank you. So the senator, he was like, you could learn a thing or two, smooth talking, how
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all know this saying with Southern folks, but you attract more flies with honey. You know what I'm
Honey.
With
saying?
Tony
Like,
Denton.
he
Mm-hmm.
learned things along the way. He picked up stuff from the senator, from Chicken Man. He played the game to get the job done instead of trying to be so by the book. It's like
Mhm.
you're not always able to do everything by the book in order to accomplish the end goal. So I liked watching his character develop throughout, and how he was more focused on, it was not only solving the crime, but it was also like he just didn't want to keep seeing black people die. It was like he was
Yeah.
trying to save everybody. And he was so devastated when, the deaths were piling up, but I just really liked his character. I liked watching his character develop. I love when I see characters develop throughout a project. I get a kick out of that because somebody's paying attention. And in a
Mhm.
movie not a movie, a show with so many characters, it's like they nailed a few of them really, really well and gave
For sure.
them, yeah, they gave them very well developed characters. And he was another one that I really, really enjoyed.
Got you.
They humanized him very well. Like
Mhm.
from the beginning to the end, they really gave him like a personality that was more than just like ready to just see things in black and white. He actually was able to see the gray areas for once. And I think a lot of folks will probably be like, nah, that ain't really true. It's like, no, it is true. Like, they can figure it out to relate and just figure out, instead of everything being black and white, right and wrong, there are areas where it's looking like, I do want to save everybody, but you can't. And even him, I would say, in my opinion, as an artist, like seeing someone in a show, in a movie, that wants to save everybody named mama, but knows for a fact they cannot do it, but they still try anyway, that is art. That is beauty. That is showing like your audience that you can turn your life around in a different sense. Like you can still have the same job, same way, but you can be authentic with yourself versus what everybody expects of you. But also they played him really dirty when it came to like just how he was trying his best with the case, and they would give him obstacles each time, knowing his triggers. And like those triggers are the things that back in that day definitely got you fired for sure. But he still like we already said, he learned the game from everybody instead of just the people that was feeding him. He wasn't no loyal dog no more. He was turning into a wolf. So he went from a dog to a wolf in the end. And
Mhm.
that's really great character development.
Yeah. I he like a sheepdog in my eyes, but I also like I I hear what you're saying, but I also it's like it to me, and maybe this is not the truth. You know what I mean? It's just my perspective, but it came off very Uncle Thomas. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah, he was all
It,
the time
Well,
though.
I think that
it
was the
came off
point, though.
very.
That's the point.
It's just very coonish, like you know what I mean, like all the way to with the way he had his hair cut, everything. I didn't like almost anything about like him as a person, not the actor. Love
So, I
Donnie,
got you. I got you.
love Donnie. The
Clear.
character though was like, I hate this nigga, bro.
The whole
I
time.
like that he had a I like that he had a backbone and he was a quote unquote good cop. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I hated every time he had to talk about black people, he did it in a negative light. That's what I hated.
Yeah,
He I never heard him talk shit about his racist boss once throughout the whole show. He had a lot to say
that
about his
shit surprised
coworker,
me.
huh?
That actually surprised me that he did it. I'm just like,
Right.
bro.
Yeah.
But at
He
the same
had shit to say about bro.
actually, wait, we should not probably be surprised because back then, if he did do that, he would lose his job completely. He need to keep
I
his job
get
on.
that, but I'm
Oh,
saying
he
like I'm
all
talking
he
about
does.
intimate moments. Like there were intimate moments like he had with his wife where he was talking about, you know, it back into the point I'm making. When he was back at home, he's not talking about the racist cops and oh I had to deal with this nigga and woo woo woo. He's talking about Muhammad Ali, yeah, his big mouth. Yeah, I served and she said, nigga, you didn't see no action. And he's like, that's besides the point. I still answered the call.
I answered
So
the
it's like,
call.
bro, like every time we see you in your intimate moments, you talking shit about black people. And it was just like that bothered me a lot because it was like, yes,
Ooh.
I understand that you have to adopt a certain mentality in order to be in that position. But also, it's like, I'm not going to feel this pro blackness where you're like, hey, I'm doing this for the better of the community. When every time he dealt with a black person, it's like, hey, nigga, you want to go to jail? You want to go home? Like, it was like, I'm not, he giving
Yeah.
nobody no love, bro. He gave nobody no love, no sentiments, no
My
none of that.
my brain is like, what if he talking shit like that because he low key wish he could be like them in some sense, but he can never be that because he's gonna
That's
be
how
forever
so
Uncle
I'm glad
Tom.
you brought that up because one of my favorite scenes in the whole show, oh my, like eat it up, was when he had that when Donnie as the cop, and I keep forgetting everybody's names, but JD, when JD was talking to Frank, that conversation when he found out that he was in the room, and
Mhm.
mind you, this nigga is off duty.
Right, right.
Dude,
Not
it's
act
so
like
big.
you
Like
was
you really
an
don't fuck with niggas.
investigation.
Cause this nigga sound like we got this nigga. Oh, I'm gonna make time. Like I'm still finna have talk my shit. I was like, this nigga really don't fuck with niggas. But that conversation that he had with him, that's how I felt. Exactly how you expressed. It's like I feel like he almost hates himself.
It's internalized racism, it's internalized
Yeah.
hatred because those who can do that much, it's just self-hatred. That's what okay, look, I'm that person that's like, if you hate yourself, I ain't that mad at you because you hate yourself. You ain't hating me, you hating you. That's it. Like you hurting yourself. But in his case, he hurting other people because he hit himself. And that's just like, sir, you you gotta learn, please. But like we already saw and already seen the show, he don't forever be Uncle Tom dude, but he still learned a little bit, just a little bit. He learned enough, but he's still gonna be
Hmm.
Uncle Tom. He's still gonna be that. But a human
I
one.
think that's the
A human
whole point. You
yeah.
know, that sometimes Black people get into certain positions and they end up in these different environments, and sometimes without even realizing it, maybe subconsciously taking on certain
Mhm.
characteristics, certain thought processes. And I can speak to that because of how I grew up. You know, I went to private schools and stuff, and I used to hold to certain belief systems,
Mm.
you know, and like kind of, even though some of the stereotypes are true, they're not true across the board. And it takes living. It took me leaving home, you know, to actually see the world, to see what it really is. and sometimes you're just in a bubble. And I think he ended up in a bubble. He wasn't I think that he was definitely trying to protect Black people, but I also think that he wasn't trying to be like, let me give you a pass. No, I'm going to hold you to the letter of the law. And I think that was important to him. Maybe it was so important to him because his white counterparts are not being held to the letter of the law. There are things that are happening that they are getting slaps on the wrist. And he's like, look, I'm not giving anybody a break. Everybody's going to be treated the same. But I think he realized that he may be prejudging too harshly before really getting a chance to. He made up his mind about who Chicken Man was without really even knowing who he was.
Chicken Man said that. Yeah,
but the thing is, once he was faced with it, he did something about it. He didn't just hold to his old. So that's why I say I love his character development, because he was faced with his own issues, with his own preconceived notions about people, with his own stereotypes, and he made adjustments along the way. And he did what he set out to do, which was become, I don't know if he set out to become part of internal affairs, but, he set out to bring about change. And he did that. But he definitely started off very, very rough around the edges. And he was being very judgmental, especially of Ali and his decision. A lot of people have a lot to say about that decision, probably even still to this day. But at the end of the day, that's that man's life and that's that man's decision. And your job is to protect him. End of story.
Right.
You don't need to be challenging him.
Which is crazy because the white boss was like, hey, nigga, do your job. And, and so he was like, oh, you gonna let me protect this nigga? Like, it's like, bro, it's like, this nigga really don't like niggas. Like, it was like, I don't want to protect this dude. I don't want to be around him. And then when he, it was just a whole bunch of like, but again, I want to point out what she said. Like, I agree that when he had that sit down with Frank, I do feel like it was internalized hate. I think that certain people who put themselves in a position where they view those positions as a position of power. And then once you're in that position, you realize you have no power because you really can't make no change because of the environment and the culture that you are now in. You feel what I'm saying? And so seeing somebody like Frank, that is everything that he hates. You know what I mean? About like the community that he comes from, the community that he has to serve and throw people in jail. Frank is everything that, but successful. So I'm sure that rubbed him the wrong way. I'm sure if he had the freedom, because he said it too. He was like, oh yeah, I socked somebody, woo, but it cost me my job. He was like, yeah, and Frank rubbed his nose into it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I think that conversation was very beautiful in multiple different ways if you like rewatch it and look at it from certain perspectives. But I do like how they talk to each other and also stood on the positions that they stand on and their hardcore beliefs, because I think Frank looks at the system as a broken system. So that's why he's crooked, because this was the system that was brought into, versus somebody like, JD, who looks at the system as, okay, this is the only thing that I could depend on, and this is the only way that I feel like can make change. You feel what I'm saying? So they both have hardcore beliefs, but going about life in a different way, if that makes sense.
It does.
Last character, we did JD. Nope, we already did Frank and the senator. I feel like the senator was the biggest gangster in the whole show, if you ask me. Bruh was running shit.
I have no comment.
What?
I have none.
You don't like him?
Guess what?
What?
Okay.
I don't think I finished that part yet. I don't remember.
Nah, he was all the way in the beginning of the show.
He was in the beginning.
No. When I say he's the biggest gangster, he didn't do nothing like thuggy. But I'm saying the way he moved as a politician. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
there was even in that conversation when
politicians are usually crooked anyway, so like it's not surprising to me. So I like I said, I got no comment though, because I'm just like, I don't remember that man.
So I forget. I was
following chicken stress levels the most of the time, so I forgot for the day I'm sitting there. I don't remember that man. I don't care about him. I'm sorry, I don't. He if he did good, I hope good job, bro. But I don't remember you.
Okay,
so
I'm
leave me alone.
So
That's an excuse.
he was played by, I don't know how to pronounce that. Solicit, go ahead, do your best.
Can you
Ron
pause it?
Ryoka.
Oh, I
Ron
refuse.
Ryoko Lee.
He's gonna be
Mariako?
Mr. Lee
Yeah.
today.
So that
Don't
dude
put
has
your
done
his name.
I think Mariako.
yeah, dude has done a lot of roles that I love. He did a what is it called? Something Remorse. It was a show back in the day. It was like about a basketball player. It's called Something Remorse. That was a good show. He did his thing in that. He did another show recently. I think it's called the Ex-Wives Club or something like that.
Mhm.
Like he's been doing his thing in so many different shows and movies that I just love his role. I loved him in this as well. I hope and wish one day they give him a role where he is the main focus versus a supporting character or a side character or whatever. But he did a great job. Love what he did with his role. I like the fact how he checked. He was the only person in the show to check Frank without Frank be able to do nothing about it.
Right.
The only person.
Without
Everybody else had to buck down. He was just like, "Oh yeah, you a little Atlanta boy, ain't you?" He's like, "Oh, I don't remember me telling you that." He's like, "Oh, come on, Frank." I was like,
Right.
"Come on, man. Like it's me, man." So I like
yeah.
how he moved. And he was like, "Oh, I can't be tied to no niggas like you. You feel me? Like you respect that,
Right.
right?" With a smile on his face and just did
Right.
deuces on him. Like, all right, then, man. Good luck out there. Like I was like, "Hey, I fuck with him, bro."
Oh
I
yeah.
fuck with him.
He was super. He was real smooth with that one. He was smooth the whole show, but when he did that in a public setting, no less, I
Yeah,
was like,
Survivor's Remorse.
"Ooh,
That's what it was. Yep.
You gotta
like
do
y'all
it
in the
publicly.
lobby
You
talking
gotta
like
do
that."
it publicly. You got to.
But no, I agree. His role was small, but he was present. He was very present.
Yeah, because he's a
definitely
great
the biggest
actor.
gangster in the whole show for sure.
Okay, so because the comments can't flow through and all that stuff and all that, and we already an hour 21 minutes in, we gonna play this last game and I'm gonna have to figure it out after today. But I appreciate everybody being on here and thank y'all who cannot comment, still watching the show, and the people that know me directly, message me directly, like, hey, we still here in spirit. I appreciate it.
That's love right there. Because my ADHD is looking like my attention span is going down. Going down.
All right, so this game is called Guess That 70s Slang. And
Oh
since
my!
we got
Ooh. Okay.
I made this up, you feel me, on the
I
slide,
like this. I like
as
it.
the
I like
old
it. I
people
like
will
it.
say. And I want to see if y'all can figure it out by the definition. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is the first definition. In the 70s, if you were in agreement with something, you would say,
Oh,
Oh.
I dig that. Like I
close,
dig it.
close,
Oh
close,
gosh,
so close, so close,
how
so
close?
You're very close.
I feel like I'm
It's
so
not.
close.
It's
but
not.
so
It's not
far.
like it's not saying that, but it's very, very close to that. Like it's not. It's not
Solid.
using those words.
Oh
No,
my gosh!
you're so
I
close.
know.
You're doing. These are all great guesses though.
Solid. What else? Right? No, not righteous. Oh my god, I can't jump in here. Zakia. We got righteous in the chat. It's not righteous.
It's that is the closest one, and of
Right
course
on?
it would be from my granny. That's my granny.
Is it
y'all.
right on?
It is right on.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
I guess the Kia's thing went down. Okay, bet.
Oh, she
We don't
maybe
need
she
multiple people to play the show, so that's fine. But yes, the answer is right on. Right on. You got it. Good job. Good job. Good job. I need a little soundbite that goes.
I know, right? Money, 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 money.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. So next one. All about parting ways with hip style. So if you wanted to say goodbye to somebody, but in a cool way, how would you say it in the 70s?
I don't even know. Let me think. Goodbye.
If you was in the 70s and you like see you later, but in a cool way, how would
Peace.
you say it?
Peace.
No, but that's cool, but that ain't no
Love and chicken grease.
a
No.
little bit. A
No.
little bit more style, a little bit more pizzazz.
My gosh. Pizzazz.
You want me to give you a little bit? You want me to give you a little hint?
Yes, I like to phone a friend. Oh, we'll see you on the flip hand side.
Very close. That's basically it.
Catch you on the flip side.
There you go.
I would have never guessed that without my thing.
internet
There
did
we
not
go.
like
Welcome back.
As soon as you said digging, my internet said
Which is so
like,
funny
I'm
because we literally just guessed catch
Right.
on the flip side.
Your internet was like, oh, that's my
Right.
cue.
That's my cue.
Good night.
We got it.
My girl already said she was taking. We out.
Funny enough.
funny joke. Honestly, I was like, what is it again? And then it said click. I said,
right on.
The disrespect.
catch you on the flip side. That's okay. That's cute.
I almost said the flippity flip.
That's I'm glad
I was
you
like,
did.
that ain't it. I don't think that's us.
I
think that's somebody
don't
else.
know.
I ain't never heard that one.
Catch me on the flip
Here's
side.
the next one. Whether it be disco, funk, or even psychedelic rock, if the music moved you, what is that? What do you do when this type of music is playing and you move to it?
It's that funky music. Okay, I don't know. You
Okay,
rock
come on.
forward.
Come on.
Like funky. Funky.
No. I'll let the definition go one more time. Whether it be disco, funk, or even psychedelic rock, if the music moved you, right? This is the type of music, this is the hit music going on. Instead of being like, cutting the rug and all, whatever we call dancing nowadays, what would you do to demonstrate you are dancing? Like, what would they call that?
Grooving or groove?
Very, very.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not the funky chicken.
Funky chicken.
It's not a dance. It's
so
getting
you
your
moving and
something
grooving?
on. Getting your what on? Like she said, groovy, but nah, it's nah. A little further. If you can't get it, let me know.
Get your groove on.
You already tried groove.
Take the
what
groove
else?
thing.
Shake that.
Okay, I think I'm getting colder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. My grandparents did not teach me right at all. They said we ain't teach you nothing.
Y'all give up?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be mad when I show y'all.
Yeah, I know you. I know I am.
You just show us, because what is this?
Get your boogie. Get your boogie on. I'm gonna
that is not how
you just can't boogie no more.
But
I can't sing the song. It's all of the lyrics.
Oh my gosh! See, vibing.
You got out at that point. Vibing. That's what it is.
Oh man,
is that vibing?
Okay.
Wait, vibing with an E. I thought it was VIBING.
Yeah. Hey, don't check. Hey, look, you leave her alone.
Okay.
You're the only one who probably got glasses on tonight. All right, leave her alone.
All
right.
Okay.
Popularized by the Commodore song. Please get this.
Popularized
by the Commodore song of the same slang for a curvaceous, attractive woman.
I got that one.
Okay. What is
Brick House?
Yes. There you go.
My grandma was Brick House. Ow. Mate. She's a brick.
Ow. There you go. So we got one. I think we got two more, and that's it. Let's see if y'all can get the last two. I believe in y'all. Okay. You know what I mean? Y'all a team, work together. All right, here we go. I also put it in there for y'all just to get it. If you were trying way too hard to be a cool cat and didn't really know a thing about the hip scene, you would be called
A dork.
nope,
A square.
nope.
A foogie.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. A foogie.
What the hell? A phony? But I don't know what a foogie is.
I just said it.
She just started.
Like
She started
fugazi?
making up her own language.
That's like Italian shit. Like you talking about fugazi?
Right. A foogie.
Foogie.
Fergie, Fuji. I don't know nothing about.
I don't know. I think I'm like dork, square. I don't want to say that word is not nice. I don't like that word. No, I don't like that word.
Lame?
Yeah, lame. I don't like that word. I never loved it. I never liked that word.
Y'all,
Yeah,
come on, y'all.
Oh,
Tell us one more time.
Y'all
I just
disappointing
forgot.
me right now, y'all. This is so on the nose. If you were trying way too hard to be a cool cat and didn't really know a thing about the hip scene, you will be called what? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
He
Not
said
a-
L7. That's like Stanley, the L7 weenie. No, I really don't know.
Y'all give up. Y'all gonna be mad as hell when I show this one.
I don't think
Y'all
I
ready?
am. 'Cause
I don't think I'll be mad.
Y'all
I think
ready?
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Come on,
the
y'all.
way
Yo,
you
no, listen.
presented these are terrible. You could have been like, Dynamite says this. Not turkeys, bro. Like, you
No,
giving us the
that's,
wrong
I didn't even know that's what that
answers.
meant. That's what that means. That's like calling somebody lame.
You didn't know that?
No, I just thought they
You ain't never heard stop jiving?
like you a fool.
Who is just annoying to be around. You just like, get that jive turkey out of here. Like,
No, a jiving person would be somebody trying to present something that they have or something that they're not. You know what I mean? Like you jiving, oh jive turkey, like you pretending to be somebody you're not. That's what jiving is. You're a liar. You're perpetrating. You know what I mean? All that shit. That's what jiving is. That's
I
crazy.
don't think the
next time,
description.
give us a Dynamite reference. We can get that one. But dang.
Well, that's crazy because TV Good Times phrase caught on with the viewing public and soon became part of the vernacular to express intense excitement.
I'm tired of you now.
What? Nah, put that back up. Let me see.
TV Good Times phrase caught on with the viewing public and soon became part of the vernacular to express intense excitement.
I'm breathing heavy right now. 'Cause I'm just like,
You literally.
I know I said it, Dynamite. I already said it. Like,
I was about to say, I'm like,
Dynamite. But it's like you could have gave me that one before the other one, and I would have been happy.
It was the easiest one. I literally put TV Good Times in the definition so y'all can get it. I'm like, y'all gotta get this one.
It's the order.
The order. Okay. So it didn't look
I
like
have
it was
no
just
excuses.
forgive me.
I just
feel like I know what it's that. I'm like, now I know it. I'm not even playing no more to me. I was like, yep, it's Dynamite.
I feel like I just was out to lunch for a second. I couldn't even process what I was looking at for a
Nah,
second.
you're good. 'Cause I remember we had watched Good Times like when I was a kid on that big old TV. They were rolling to the school. I don't know why we did that, but it was fun. It was fun to watch that for no reason in school.
You know what I want to know about Good Times? I want to know what they were saying. Keeping your head above water, making the way when you can, temporary layoff, good time, extraction and surviving, hanging in the what? Hanging in a jury, hanging in the Caroline. I've heard so many. What is that line? Does anybody know? Hanging in the jury.
I don't know because right now my brain I'm thinking about like Black Jesus right now. I don't know why. Black Jesus. Black Jesus.
I want to know what the lyric is.
Happy we got him. I don't know. What part are you missing? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I know.
what part of the lyrics are you missing? Because now I'm like, what part am I missing?
No, so it's like, scratching and surviving. Good
I think that's
time.
it.
We lucky we got them. That part, like right before the end. I'm trying to figure hanging in the something. I should look it up.
Hanging in
I think it's something in the window, something, right?
I heard hanging in a jury, and I've heard hanging in a child line. Those are the two that I've heard. I don't know. I was just wondering if y'all or somebody watching knew.
Oh man, we'll see, maybe some YouTube did something with the comments. They said the chat in the YouTube is not even available. So I have no idea what happened.
Oh, dang.
So
Hey.
Yeah, I'm about to see what's happening. But
I'm gonna look it up.
That has been your show, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with Tapping No Capping. Please subscribe, like, follow if y'all can. Also, please tune in to Solicit. You know what I'm saying? This is your girl on my left, probably your right. You know,
it's like,
or
right.
maybe it's the other way around.
Left, right. It's mirrors. Both ways.
And please check out Zakia at
ZW Artist.
Okay, thank you. I'm reading it as a word. I'm like Wardis. I'm like
it's ZW Artist. On TikTok.
I don't know.
But I'm gonna jack up all trades. I'm figuring it out, y'all. So we're gonna figure it out as we go.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in on this Friday. Y'all have a groovy night.
Thank you. Bye.